Welcome to Gold Derby. I'm Senior Editor Denton Davidson here with Brickmasters Amy Corbett and Jamie Berard, who you can see back on Lego Masters Season 4, premiering September 28th on Fox. Amy, I'm going to start with you. What continues to surprise you about Lego Masters each season and makes you so excited to return?
I think it's the creativity of the contestants. I mean, no matter how wild the challenges we throw at them, and believe me, they get wilder in Season 4 than they've ever been. The teams just are excited to build, and they come up with the wildest, craziest, and most amazing ideas. So it's their creativity and imagination.
And Jamie, we've got 12 new teams this season. Can you give us a little insight on what we can expect from those types of relationships that they have with each other and how they've created these bonds over Lego?
Yeah, it's actually really exciting that we can still find these groupings that we would have never imagined possible. For example, we have a grandfather and his grandson building on the show. It's such a special and unique place to be. Of course, we have the siblings that can be on the show. We have the parent and child, but it is quite a range. I mean, and actually the stories that are from very different generations that can come together, that can really inspire some creative builds that we wouldn't have imagined possible.
Well, the trailer is out for Season 4, and we see some sneak peeks, and there are some special guests that I found very distracting personally. I don't know if I could focus if I was competing, because I'm pretty sure I saw kittens. Does this mean a cat house competition? And, talk to me about some of the fun builds we have, including this potential cat house and the season premiere Brick Lake, where teams will show off personality by building a motorized party boat.
Yeah, well, you already called out one of our favorite episodes, which is the Petropolis episode, where all of our teams were assigned a little kitten to work with, and they had to build a house to match their personality and engage them and excite them. So they had to not be distracted by those kittens and build something amazing. And the teams actually had a lot of fun coming up with colors and styling and details to match their kitten's personality.
And it was really fun to see the cat or the kitten's psychology that some of them thought of. One of the teams actually did testing, and they were trying to get into the mind of their kitten in order to create the perfect environment. And there's something wonderful about really talented builders having to get into the mind of a kitten. But that was a particularly fun challenge.
But we also, as you said, our teams introduced themselves in the first episode by creating party boats that they actually have to drive around a lake. So they got to think about balance, they got to think about weight there, and have some driving skills. Yes. And another really exciting one is Cirque du Soleil. We have a Cirque du Soleil episode where we actually put the teams together to work as super teams, which is also really, really exciting.
Well, I can't wait for that, but I would love to know, if you two were thrown into the competition, how would you do as a team? What are your strengths and weaknesses? Which one of you would be the leader for the ideas of the build, and who would be more of the executor? Give me some insight on how you think you two could do in this competition.
I actually think we balance each other really well because I'm a Lego fan at heart. So I'm immediately thinking of clever bricks usage. I'm thinking about the engineering of it. I'm trying to think of something crazy in how it's built. But Amy has the aesthetic, I'd say. You actually have the better editing or judgment on how sometimes I can go a bit too far on those, because I'm so impressed with what it is that you can often think of, but do we need to have that, or what is its purpose?
I'll be making sure we got the story in there. And I would definitely be keeping the time, because I know this guy, he will get absolutely lost in the bricks and the techniques, building everything super detailed and the most amazing, and spending a couple of hours making a tiny little piece. So I would be the taskmaster on the timing for sure.
Well, listen, I'm going to a friend's son's birthday party, and this kid has so many toys, and I'm like, listen, I don't should I take him to an arcade? I don't want to fill your house with more stuff. And she was like, no more toys. And she's like, but more Legos would be fine. Kids can never have enough Legos. What is it about? I played with Legos. I'm 40 years older than this kid. What is it about them that made them stand the test of time? Even though we're in this generation of video games, kids are on their parents' cell phones and screens, but Legos never go out of style. What is so special about them?
Yeah, I see them as it's an investment in creativity. There's so many other toys that will become a fad, or it'll go in or out, or just the quality of them, they may not last very long. But I think every Lego set that you get connects with every other Lego set that you get. And as soon as you step away from that first set where you gained your confidence building what was on the picture, following the instructions, When you get 2 sets, and now you can start to mash up those pieces and create something new, I often think that's the moment that people get hooked. That's when they start to see, wow, these bricks actually connect together in ways I didn't even know. And then they have a self-expression. They have some way to actually share something in their mind that can come through in a very playful way, that they can be a bit messy. They can try things, take it apart, try it again. And it's like sculpting without the risk of, once you take that stone away, it's hard to put on or impossible to put on. It gives them that something that they can just keep working with. And again, every time you get a set, as you mentioned, as a gift, it's one more opportunity to get those new colors, those new pieces, that new something that you're like, oh, finally I can do that one thing that I was struggling with before. I've got this extra tool.
And I think there's something really cross-generational about it, as you said, like whether you're a kid, whether you're an adult, there's something that you can relate to. And I think that's also something that works really well with the show. Like no matter what age you are, you're maybe watching it for a different reason, but you can come together and watch it together, or come together and build and play with Lego bricks together that make it really, really special.
When you two think back over the first 3 seasons, is there a build that comes to mind first? Like, God, I still can't believe that happened. Like, is there a favorite? It doesn't have to be a winning build or from a winning team, but what is one build that you just still kind of marvel at when you think back?
I genuinely think, and you probably hear this a lot when people are promoting something, but this season, there is one moment we were both completely shocked.
Okay.
Like there's impressive builds, and I can name a half a dozen of them that I'm like, was awesome. The carrot coming out of the ground, and you can start to name these giant buildings, that people have made. But there's just one challenge that's coming up this season that we were shocked, and Will was also just looking at us like, is this really happening? And we're like, I think it is. And then to follow it through to the end and see where it lands, it's genuinely the moment that I can't imagine in my career going forward something else topping that, because it was so beyond what I was expecting was even possible.
Well, that is quite a tease. So we're going to look forward to that. And then one of the awards this season's, or prizes, is not just the $100,000, but the winning build will actually be made into a Lego set for the first time. Now, I'm curious, this final build, usually you give these contestants 24 hours. So is this an exact replica? Like, are people going to be really time bound to this? Is it a micro version? Give me a little bit further detail on that.
I mean, of course, it's a super exciting prize, and the teams were like going absolutely wild when they heard about it, because who wouldn't? But like any Lego set that we make, when Jamie's team especially are making, a car or other versions, it's all about taking the elements of it and then scaling it and interpreting it and bringing it into bricks. So the same will happen with this set. It's about taking the essence of the idea and then doing the Lego set magic, like doing what Jamie and I do every day in our day jobs, taking a first idea and turning it into something that people can actually build and enjoy and relate to.
Yeah.
Well, that's exciting. And then just finally, let's talk a little bit about Will Arnett, the host, executive producer. How much fun is he having this season? Is he back to his crazy stuff? You know what? Someone get this guy an Emmy nomination for host. I mean, so fantastic.
He might agree with you on that.
He would definitely agree with me on that. Talk about him this season and what we can expect.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely season 4, and 4 sounds like a great opportunity to have some fun with language and puns. So you'll definitely get more of that. But he's also a fairly new father. He has kids in his life. He genuinely looks forward to this. When he comes back, it's like a reunion. It's not only us that he's happy to see, it's actually the cast. We actually have the same crew, the same people involved, and he really loves seeing what the builders come up with. Like when he gets in there, he's like, let's do this. I can't wait to see what's happening. So he's in a playful mood. He's got his usual puns and things, but it is kind of like his recharge moment. I genuinely feel, coming off of some of his other productions, this is the moment that he's comfortable with, he looks forward to, and it really speaks to the inner child in him.
He's so much fun. Well, Lego Masters premieres Thursday, September 28th, right after Hell's Kitchen. So Gordon Ramsay will bring the heat, and then Will, Amy, and Jamie will bring the fun. You can also join us at Gold Derby. We'll be covering the show each week and keeping tabs on who's still in the running for that $100,000 grand prize. And Amy and Jamie, we look forward to the season, and thanks for giving Gold Derby a little inside scoop today.
I appreciate it. It's been
nice
fun.
chatting. Bye.